off the cylinder, got everything else off, all ready to go. Power valve off. A little bit of noise coming from the power valve when I actuate it, so I just want to have a look and check that out as well. So, see how we go, follow the cylinder off. So here we are, about to pull off the cylinder, got everything else off, all ready to go. Power valve off. A little bit of noise coming from the power valve when I actuate it, so I just want to have a look and check that out as well. So, see how we go, follow the cylinder off. Alright. Mind you, this only has about 15 hours on it. 15-20 hours, but it's been ridden hard and it's been run lean about 2 or 3 times. So, we'll fucking have to see how she looks. It was also a brand new sleeve. About 15-20 hours in the sleeve. So, the sleeve should be sweet. Washers off. Tap. There's a bit of glazing on the sleeve. See, I did run it lean quite a bit. It's quite a bit burned away at the back of the combustion chamber. But it's alright. Now, just have a look-ski. Burn pattern looks pretty good. That's the burn pattern. Looks not too bad. Pretty happy with that. Pop cylinder off. Piston all the way down. Let's have a look. No. Oh, there's a little mark on the sleeve. Nothing big. Just a bit of glazing. Running lean, getting hot. Mind you, I've rode this thing hard, very fucking hard. Like, a couple of times I have rode it, so it has not been no farm bike, I'll tell you that. Chuck another piston in, we're going to clean the bore. I'm going to change the pilot jet size. All new gaskets, new pistons, new ring. Should be good. a little look. So I've just got the cylinder off. Looks pretty good. Well, there's a little bit of deglazing on the bore there. There's no scratches or anything like that. That's just standard deglazing, which is easy. Just run a quick hone through it. Quick cross hatching. You can tell there's no finger marks or anything. My nail can get caught on, which is all good. Deglazing is normal, fairly normal, especially for a two-stroke. That's been run on the pipe. Piston, on the other hand, there's a little bit of cold seizure. Let's try to seize up on me here, and on the other side as well. There's another bit of a seize there. And that's probably just from running it slightly lean once or twice. But everything else is still in pretty good condition. Crank feels pretty good. Feels nice and smooth. Barely any play in it. Swap that piston out, clean the base, do all that sort of good stuff, and we'll be good to go. Alrighty. So we're gonna get some deglazing off the bore, which is pretty easy. Got different types of wet and dry sandpaper, tiny bit of emery cloth, and a bit of WD-40. I'll get a rag as well to clean it all up with. First off, I'm just going to get a razor blade just to clean gasket surfaces. Motherfucker. So I'm just going to remove this gasket. Shouldn't be as hard as it is, considering I only put it on at the start of this year. It's probably around the same time I put this engine together. I can't exactly remember. I can still see some of the original cross hatching on the sleeve from when it was done a couple months back, so it hasn't had a whole lot of wear. I think I just ran it lean once and did a little bit of damage. No damage to the cylinder, just a bit of glazing, which is totally normal. Let's clean that surface up. I'll go over and clean it with brake cleaner before I apply the brand new gasket and put it on. It's looking alright. So now I've got some glazing. So you'd start with the, see, I've got some used pieces here. It's like almost like normal paper. It's a little bit rougher. That's sort of the same, but this is like 800 or 400 grit wet and dry sandpaper, not sanding paper, proper wet and dry stuff. Now I'm just going to spray the little bits. WD-40. Just want to get a bit, and you want to try going a nice pattern the whole way around the cylinder, so you don't leave any uneven wearing. Now I don't have a ball hone, so this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how I've been doing it for many years, and never had any sort of problems with anything like that. So if I haven't before, I wouldn't see why I would now, you know. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. For anyone saying I should be using a hone and I should be doing this and that, then show me the motors that you fucking built. Because I've done a fair few. And I've not once had a single problem with any of them. So that shows something. And this bore is actually really good condition, you know, so I'm not going to have to go for much. I'm just going to have to do a tiny bit of deglazing on it, which is pretty much out after that first little go. I'm just going to go over a tiny bit of it with some emery cloth. Just get any burrs if there's any burrs. That's looking pretty sweet. I'm also just going to check the power valves. We'll open them up. We'll have a good look. Screws are pretty fucking rounded out, if you can see that. Still get them up. Still get them all up. See, screws like that, they're not going to come loose, so they don't really need to be super tight. Well, they don't need to be Loctited, because if you have trouble getting them things loose, they're going to ruin your whole day. She's looking pretty black in there. It's actually got like a puddle of oil in there. Actually getting a lot of oil build up. Just strange. Let's try to clean some of this oil out. I haven't got any good brake cleaner or anything. I think so. Put some wax and grease remover in there. Fuck, that's fucking oily. Yeah, just chuck a bit of wax and grease remover in there. And I'll actuate the power valves and just clean all the grit and shit out of them. Quite a bit actually comes out. Oh, it's gone into the cylinder. Nice. We should clean the cylinder out. Should really just give it a wash with some hot soapy water and blow it all out. Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Alright, I'll come back 20 minutes. I'm gonna give this bath some hot soapy water. So here we got some hot soapy water. We're just gonna give it a little wash, and then we'll dry it off with the air compressor. Make sure it's clean, proper clean. Just give it a little scrub with a Scotch-Brite pad sponge type thing. And a ball, and transfers wherever you can get to. Might as well do a bit of cleaning on the surface while you're there. The Scotch-Brite. Comes up good. Surface. So it looks really good. All clean there now. Exhaust water, so. And remember, the cylinder's aluminium. So you don't have to worry about it rusting, you just have to dry it off and spray some WD-40 on the cylinder just so it doesn't rust the cylinder, like the sleeve, if you have a steel sleeve or an iron sleeve. Got the cylinder all cleaned up. All good. Nice. So it's about to start raining too. Here we go, new Wasner piston. This is all I use is Wasner pistons. If I'm putting a piston in one of my own bikes, it's going to be a Wasner. Wasner forged piston. Hydrogen pin, soap clips. That's the piston. Nice forged piston. Exact same piston as this one here. Same forged piston. Got a Teflon type ceramic sort of coating on it. I'm not exactly sure if it's ceramic or Teflon. I think it's Teflon coating. Just examine the piston, make sure it looks all good. Just check the fitment. It's good. Gasket kit. Ready to start doing some gaskets. cheap brand fucking gaskets. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. So it's fucking raining, so you probably can't hear me for shit. But just checking the piston and all that now. So that's the old piston. See the marks on it. A bit of thrashing. But she's looking all good. Nothing looks unusual. Ring didn't look like it was touching or anything like that, so we're pretty good. Get our circlips. One circlip out. Circlip tools. These are also my circlip tools. These right here. Try to get it on camera. Bloody hard to do sometimes. Oh shit, lost ya. Now after you got your circlip in, you just want to make sure it spins. Just so you know that it's seated properly. Nothing's holding it up. If you can't spin it, then it must not be seated properly. I don't think you might not really be able to see. You can see I can spin it there, so I know it's seated properly. It's looking good. One circlip in. Nice. And we save that one till once we've got the piston on. That gives it our ring. Now I'm not going to check the ring gap because I've already checked the ring gap on this piston when I put the engine together, and they're the exact same size piston, so I have no reason to have to check the ring gap now. So, feel good. And as I said before, there's no signs of the rings touching on their gaps. Well, then there's no signs of them butting together, so it should be good. Just get some oil here, oil thing. And put some oil in the piston ring groove. Just do it. Spots and just swish it around. Some people don't put oil behind the ring, but I always put oil behind the ring so it pushes the ring outwards. Dirty fingers, fucking hell. There's a couple ways of doing this. Just gotta remember mine. Now you can thread it on. Hang on, wait. The child's got the letters up. We'll put it in like this, and we'll lift the top over like that. You can see that. And then we'll spin it around like this. And then you just go inches on. Move it around, get that oil moving around, you just put in there, squeeze it, do whatever you feel like you need to do. You can see that oil squeezing out. Yeah. No, she's all sweet. Now I'll move over to the bike. Might get snare out the bike. We're gonna chuck it all together. Piston, some circuit tools, got circuit, gudgeon pins. Bit of oil there, even though there's oil on it. Around nicely. Side of I'll put the circuit in. This side. You just always have a rag here. Make sure you don't drop anything into the bottom end. Just going to put a bit of oil on the gudgeon pin. Who gets to play finals or not. So if you look at the bottom 10 teams, you look just outside the 8. So the Saints are still right in. Western Bulldogs, even though the City Boss, yes. And Western Bulldogs, we're still saying the Gold Coast aren't going to be called out of late. So they've got the opportunity to make it effective. The last 11 weeks... Been blowing everything around. Just wanted to make sure my circuit wasn't getting lost. Around, just make sure it's in there properly. It's a little bit of a hard part. Not so much a hard part, just a little bit tricky. So you can watch me struggle. Very careful with this bit, because I cannot lose that, and I cannot reuse the old ones, so you have to be very, very careful. Just make sure you do it right. They did it at the moment, got over that. Great win. I like the fact that I think young Nick coming in, Josh has actually accelerated his out. He's thought to himself, he's in the right spot now. This is 6 years. I reckon he can do it. I used to beat him in the backyard. I'm good to go. Certain way to do this second one sometimes. There we go, we got her in. Spin it around, make sure it's seated. I like to spin it left and right, both ways. Make sure it's seated properly. Push it down, whatever you feel like you want to do. Now she's in there. Now we'll go back to chucking all the bike back together. So we just chucked the new piston in. My fucking phone died, so I didn't get the video of me putting it all back together. But she's all back together. I rebuilt the water pump as well. Water pump seals, all that sort of shit. Fresh oil. All new gaskets. It's looking pretty good. We'll fucking crank her up. See how we go. Go get my tuning screwdriver. I changed the jet to a 50 pilot jet, so it might be a bit funny at the start. Loves the new piston. She's purring like a kitten.